Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whatever it happens to be for you. I hope you're doing very well. So let's talk DOFs. We know that we have currently got Lang, who for the most part seems to not really have much clue apart from getting youth players. So this has obviously been an issue for Tottenham, not getting enough experience, not getting enough players with maybe Premier League experience as well. And so I think a lot of people have been saying that they would like him to either go or to be demoted in a way to being just somebody who deals with youth players. And somebody needs to come in and be able to get us the more experienced, maybe the players that we are looking for, to make sure that the team has a mixture of some younger players, of course, but of course we need leadership and we need grown-ups, grown men, not children. We're not running a creche, let's be honest. So there's been quite a lot of names thrown into the pot of who we might get. The biggest one that we have been linked to is Sebastian Kehl. I think that a lot of people have got a lot of doubts over him, which is absolutely fair. But what I will say is that I watched somebody the other day speak about him and say that actually at Dortmund, he got a bit of like a hard time, and maybe it wasn't necessary because there was other things sort of maybe going on within the club. But let's talk about Sebastian Kehl. He does identify decent talent. He has got a record of doing that when he was at Dortmund. He actually has been running a self-sustaining model, which that's what we are. As much as people might not like that, we are a self-sustaining model. So he understands how that works. He is obviously aware of maybe like a more money situation where there's not going to be loads of it available. He is relatively new to being a DOF. He hasn't worked, of course, in the Premier League. So these are things that obviously maybe people are going to see as maybe not so great. And he left Dortmund. We obviously, like I say, know that it was a bit of a funny situation and maybe not on the best of terms. But like I say, there was actually quite a lot going on at Dortmund at the time. So perhaps that was something that was that factored into it. So the next name we're going to look at is Jason Atto. I think it's pronounced Atto. Yeah, he is somebody that would be interesting, seeing as there's links with him and, of course, De Zerbi being at Brighton. He's got a good record of getting players. He works under a data-driven model, exactly like what we have been doing. If you look at the players at Brighton, you would say that they've had a decent record, but since he's come in, I'm not sure that the record's been amazingly great. He is seen by people as somebody who is a firm when it comes to negotiations. He's approachable but quite firm. Of course, he did work at Arsenal as well, so that link with Vinay too. A lot of people are saying, of course, we don't want somebody who is another ex-Arsenal person. But my thoughts would be is that as long as he's very good at his job, I don't care. Like at this point, DOFs and those sort of in that sort of area, they go they flip between all different clubs. So I don't think that's the issue with him. I think that there's other things that I would say probably are the reason to not get him, and not particularly that, because if he was the best in class, would we be saying no? Of course not. If he was previously at Arsenal. He hasn't really had much experience at being a DOF. When they were looking at for somebody, Arsenal actually did go with, I think it was Berta. So he's not obviously that confident perhaps at doing that job on like his own, as in being the one in charge. And some of the fans did complain in the past that he was a bit slow moving in the transfer market. And of course, why did he actually leave Brighton? It was very sudden. He's only been there a year. So it is a bit of a funny one because we don't actually know what happened and why he actually left. So yeah, the fact that he's left so suddenly is a bit of a funny one. And I guess we won't really know why, but that doesn't look good. Let's be honest. There have been other names thrown into the hat. Dougie Freeman, who's currently, I think, over in Saudi. Is it Saudi he's at? I don't know. But he's somewhere. And I think that would obviously be somebody that a lot of people would rate highly. But will he come? As I say, there's names being thrown into the hat, but they're the two main ones that people have been speaking about the most. So I guess that it could well be that we end up with one of them. But there are a few more around. I'm not sure who we're going to get, but we definitely need to sort out who gets us these players, because now I think we're at a stage where we have to be very, very specific about the kind of players that we are getting, and we have to get these players in that are experienced, that are decent, because I think we've got enough youngsters and we do not want any more. So let's see what happens. I personally would say that none of those names really jump out at me. Maybe a Dougie Freeman's probably the most experienced one, but one that we probably aren't going to get. So yeah, that's my thoughts. I don't know extreme amounts about any of them, like as in deep details. Maybe Dougie Freeman a bit more, but the other two not so much. So let's wait and see what happens. Let me know what your thoughts are, and who you would like to be the next DOF for Tottenham. Take very good care of yourselves, and we'll speak again real soon.